Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Quarantini Cocktail Hour. So I guess good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm just glad you're here. So I will warn you that we were trying to work out some tech issues earlier, so there might be some wishy-washy points throughout the duration of this show, but you know, such is life. It happens. Whatever. We're human. Technology's not, but you know. Anyways, happy Easter, everybody, and I guess a little while ago, happy Passover to those who were celebrating. So we have two really wonderful emerging artists that are going to be on the show in a bit, and I'm thrilled to get to know them. They're new to me, and so I'm excited to virtually meet them, and for all of you to virtually meet them too. So we kind of posted this online as like a requests show, and the majority of your requests were my own songs, which is nice. But like, I mean, I was expecting like, oh, like a Carole King song, or like do this Joni Mitchell song, like, you know, I don't know. But I am pleased with your suggestions. So I'm gonna do most of them, not all of them, and if I missed it, I'll try my best to do them next time. Because some of them I actually couldn't even find chords for online. But for the ones that were my songs, I obviously know what the chords are. But some of them I'm going to do to track. So that's where the tech issues come in. But yeah, so I guess I'll get started. It's time to invest in a tinier guitar. That's why. That's why. She's okay. Don't worry about her. The space is also rather petite. So, but hey, you know what? We are making do. So this was, you know, small space. I'm dropping everything. Okay, give me a minute. I need to recuperate. Okay. We're all good. Okay, so this was a request from Sean Daly, who I'm assuming is here. And he requested Without a Little Rain, which was actually the very first song I ever wrote when I was 15. So here's Without a Little Rain. I tried like yesterday night, I think it was like 1 a.m, to learn it on this. So we'll see how it goes. Bear with me. Love is a crazy game. In love, you lose and gain, but you took away the pain. This feeling, it can stay forever. You and I in this sunny weather, it couldn't get any better. But it just takes 1 minute to break someone's heart, to the point where it's shattered, torn apart. Everyone needs happiness, 'cause nobody wants pain. You can't make a rainbow without a little rain. Without a little rain. Clouds came rolling through, we shared our point of view. I was showered with the hurtful words you used. This feeling It just takes 1 minute to break someone's heart, to the point where it's shattered, torn apart. Everyone needs happiness, 'cause nobody wants pain. You can't make a rainbow without a little rain, without a little rain. But it just takes 1 minute to break someone's heart, to the point where it's shattered, torn apart. Everyone needs happiness, 'cause nobody wants pain. You can't make a rainbow without a little rain, without a little rain. Thank you so much. Kent, I was literally just thinking that. I'm wondering if it is raining right now. Because usually, like, it'll be the sunniest day. And I'll have been doing, like, an outdoor gig or something, and it'll start raining. And then when I'm done, it'll stop raining. So I wonder if it rained anywhere while I was singing that. It looks pretty rainy out. I don't know. It was pretty sunny, like, a few minutes ago. I'm going to gently place this to the side. Yeah, everything is charged. Anyways, so yeah, that was the very first song I ever wrote, called "Without a Little Rain," and you know, it's I think it's still a pretty good song. So before I bring on the first guest, I'll do another tune, another request. Excuse me. Take a little sip of water. Okay. This was requested by Shirley. This is an Alan Stone song. I love Alan Stone. I feel like you all know that by now. But this tune is called, oh, was there a mic issue? Okay, we're good? All right. Don't stress me out like that. Okay. This is called Give You Blue. I can't stop the rain, but I will keep you dry. If the shore feels far away, I'll be by your side. When the storms rise, I will shelter you. When your sky is gray, I will give you blue. I can't move a mountain, I am just a man, and I can't undo what's happened, but I will understand. And although it may hurt, baby, I'll tell you the truth. When your sky is gray, I will. because I can't stop the rain, but I will wipe your tears, and I wish I could take what hurts you and make it disappear. And I can't work no miracles, but I'll do what I can do. When your sky is gray, baby, I will give you blue. When your sky is gray, baby, I will give you So that was "Give You Blue" by Alan Stone. Thank you, and Shirley, I hope that is what you wanted. All right, well, it's about time to bring on our first guest. So she's actually also a Heart of Indie radio featured artist like myself. And again, for those who don't know what Heart of Indie is, it's this really great independent radio station. And I'm a co-host on there. I co-host the Memphis show with Captain Eddie Davis. And yeah, please go check it out. The links are right there. And it's been a lot of fun. So yes, this next artist, or this first artist rather, was also a featured artist with Heart of Indie. And her debut single came out in 2019. And she has a new song that came out last year. A couple new songs, I think, actually. And I'm glad that she's here so we get to talk about them. She's from London, England, actually. So there's quite the time difference. So I appreciate her for making this work. Please welcome Andie.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I always like to kind of start out by asking artists how this whole pandemic has kind of affected their lives and just their career and creativity.
Yeah, it's been really hard because usually I would have been in London recording, so I've had to do it from home, which is not ideal, but we get everything done. And apart from that, well, it's given me a lot of time to write and get new songs done. But I do miss going into London and actually doing something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're all on the same page there. So for those who don't really know you, can you talk a little bit about how you got started and why you kind of chose music as a career path?
Ever since I was little, I was singing like all the time, and then my granddad really got me into it. He bought me my first guitar, my first keyboard, and ever since then he's been really supportive, and so has my whole family, to be fair. And then I met my producer, and it went from there, really.
That's really awesome. So you mentioned that you do your own writing. What's your writing process like? I always like to bring songwriters on here and kind of, I guess, pick their brain about their writing process because everyone does it differently. So is there something that you stick to, or is it different every time?
It's different every time. Sometimes I can literally just sit here and a whole song will just come out. Like,
Yeah,
without even having like any, I don't have to play or anything. I just make a melody first and then I put something to it. But then other times when I'm made to actually sit there and write, I just can't.
Yeah.
We have to actually make the music first for me to be able to write to it.
Yeah, that's interesting because like some people that I've talked to, there was this one artist here in Canada that I talked to, and she said that she doesn't use a song unless she finishes all the writing in one sitting. And I was like, I guess like yeah, like that kind of makes sense. I can see that. So, what was the inspiration behind some of these songs that you wrote? Like, do you have a favorite that people should go check out, and why is that?
Let You Go is probably one of my favourites, and the new remix of Enough About Me is, them two are definitely my favourite two songs that have been released.
What was the motivation behind those?
The first one, it was like, I know that I should let you go, but then like everything that's happened before sort of makes me stay.
Mm.
And then Enough About Me is sort of like knowing your flaws in a relationship and your partner pointing them out, but not actually talking about theirs. So, yeah.
Awesome. So I was wondering, are you in school?
I'm in college at the
What
minute.
are you there for music or?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What year are you in?
Um, it's third year now at
Okay.
college.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So,
really wonderful. Who are some of your vocal like influences, or just like instrumental influences?
Amy Winehouse
Yeah.
is definitely one. I love Lauryn Hill
Mm.
and like I don't know, I like a bit of everything really, but them two
Yeah.
are like one of like my favourites.
Yeah, I can see that for sure, especially when listening to you. So I'm wondering, are you going to sing something for us today?
Yeah, I have a song from Ella Air called "We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off."
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Well, you can just take it away whenever. Go ahead. I'm
Right,
excited.
cool. Not a word from your lips. You just took for granted that I want to skinny dip. Oh, quick hit. That's your game, but I'm not a piece of me. Stimulate my brain. No, the night is young, so are we. Let's just ignore each other slow and easily. Oh, take my hand, let's hit the floor, shake our bodies to the music, baby. Then you score. So come on, baby, won't you show some class? Why do you have to move so fast? We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Oh no, we could dance and party all night and drink some cherry wine. Oh, just slow down if you want me. No man wants to be approached romantically. Oh, I got needs, yeah, just like you. If the conversation's good vibrations through and through. Oh, so come on, baby, won't you show some class? Why you have to move so fast? We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Oh no, we could dance and party all night and drink some cherry wine. Oh, we don't have to take our clothes off, no, to have a good time. Oh no, we could dance and party all night and drink some cherry wine. Oh. We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Oh no, we could dance and party all night and drink some cherry wine. Oh. Yeah.
That was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You have such soul when you sing. I love it. You've got
Thank
this like
you.
beautiful rasp about you. So did you have any events planned for 2020, like gigs or kind of like a tour or anything like that kind of got taken away?
Not really. I did have a gig at the start of the year in
Mm-hmm.
February, and we were allowed to do that, so that
Right.
was cool.
Awesome.
So at least that was before
Yeah.
everything happened.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Um, where do you kind of see yourself in like the next few years? Let's say pandemic doesn't exist.
Yeah. Um. Well, I really want to be like a recording artist, and
Mm-hmm.
I just want to release music and yeah, just do what I like what I love to do. For a
Amazing.
job, that would be amazing. But if not, I'm
Absolutely.
not too sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming on here. You have a beautiful voice, so thank you so much for sharing that with everybody.
Oh, thank you. So
And
you.
thank you. So where can people find you just before you head out?
Literally anywhere, like any streaming platform, YouTube, anywhere
Perfect.
really.
And it's just under your name?
Yeah, Andy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and
Thank
thank
you
you
for
for coming
having
on here. I
me.
think it's like 9 something there, isn't it, in the
Yeah, it's
evening?
like nearly 9:30, but it's all good.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You sound wonderful, and maybe we can collab in the future.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah. All right. Thank
All right
you.
then. See you later. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
See you later. Bye.
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 So that was Andy. She's so wonderful. We have a lot of soul on this show, I think, today. She carries a lot, and I'm excited for the next guest that we have in a little bit because she just has a beautiful voice as well. All right, so before we get into some more music, we'll do a little bit of this day in music because people seem to like that, and I like it too. I learn things, you know. So, starting off, we have Doris Day, and she, for those who don't know, I hope you do. I really hope you do. American actress, singer, and animal welfare activist. That one I didn't know. But she was born this day, and of course sang from the film Que Sera Sera from The Man Who Knew Too Much. She also sang Will Love Again, and she passed away on the 13th of May in 2019 at the age of 97. She got up there. She really did. Yeah, so that's Doris Day. She was born. So in 1944, Tony Orlando was born from the group Dawn, popular in the 70s. Hopefully you know that with I'll get it. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. And Knock Three Times, of course. Also, this one kind of caught me by surprise a little bit. In 1990, Sarah Vaughan passed away on this day. And again, if you don't know, jazz singer, beautiful vocal gymnastics, the whole bit. She had this crisp, beautiful tone. So this is what makes this next part really interesting. She passed away of lung cancer, which I didn't know. I didn't know that. There's a lot of things that I don't know about these old jazz musicians. This one might throw you for a curveball. It's not really fully related to this, but Ella Fitzgerald, in her, like the very end of her life, she had diabetes and had both of her legs amputated. I had no idea. I read that and I was like, this can't be right. But yeah, I thought that was crazy. So now seeing that Sarah Vaughan passed away of lung cancer, I thought that was pretty wild because she had this beautiful instrument. I don't know how that could happen. Anyways, and then in 2011, Adele broke the record for longest time at #1 in the UK album chart by a female solo artist. Yep, 10 consecutive weeks at the top of the chart. 21, the whole album. It's crazy. Maybe Andy will be the next Adele, probably. So yeah, I thought that was all pretty crazy. But I tried to do a song from any of the artists that I pick. And so I was thinking, okay, Sarah Vaughan, what song could I do? Because she's literally sung everything in the American Songbook. But, you know, the first thing that people see when they look up her is Misty. So I'll do this one. Because why not? Because I can. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. It could be the sound of your hellos, that music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. You could say that you're leading me on, but that's just what I want you to do. Can't you see how hopelessly I am lost from following you? On my own, as I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove. I'm too misty and too much in love. I'm too misty and too much in love. Look at me. Ha! Misty, primarily made famous by Sarah Vaughan. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate all your kind words. All right. Cool. So I think we're ready to go to our next guest. So, like I said last time, I'm going to be bringing on some guests who are RBC X Music First Up artists, like myself. And so basically we emailed RBC and they emailed people, and then these artists say, yes, I would love to. And we are happy about that. So yeah, this next guest she was born in Montreal, lived in New York, but she grew up in Vancouver. And she just released a new single, which I'm excited to talk about with her. And she does a lot of work in the States, including a not-for-profit organization called Say, which we're going to talk about, and a bunch of other things. Like, she's crazy. So please welcome Miranda Joan.
I love it. She's crazy.
She's crazy.
Hey.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm just so stoked to be a part of it.
Amazing. So yeah, like I want to know, how has COVID kind of affected you and your career and creativity, etc.?
Well, I work mostly in live performance,
Mm-hmm.
so that kind of tied off on that. So like
Yes.
that was a big thing this year. The flip side, wait, can you hear me if I turn this down a little? I'm like hearing myself.
Yeah, you're good.
Is that good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whew, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, the flip side is sort of like Andie was saying, I've had so much more time to write and sort of release music, make music videos and do that kind of a thing. So it's a double-edged sword because beyond it being my work, I think live performance is just one of the most magical parts of being alive. So my heart misses it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So tell people kind of how you got started. I was on your website, kind of reading your bio, and we have like the exact same influences. I was reading like Emily King, Anderson .Paak. It's like the list goes on. So tell people how you kind of got started and why you kind of chose music as a path.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever chose it. It just started happening and then it was happening. I mean, it's really the most eloquent way of putting that. But I always loved music. I was, holed up in my grandma's room listening to Disney sing-along tapes and then 90s boy bands and girl bands. And it was a slow progression into high school when I sort of discovered songwriting and classic soul and R&B, and then ended up studying jazz in university and moved to New York and was performing there. So it's just been this trajectory that after a certain point I was like, I guess I'm being a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So yeah, so you said you studied jazz, yeah? So sorry, so whereabouts did you study?
So yeah, I've done a lot of bouncing around in my life, but when I was 17, I moved back to Montreal for university and I studied jazz at McGill and Concordia for a couple of years. And then through a kind of serendipitous series of events, transferred to a jazz school in Harlem and was there and finished my last couple of years there and then stayed in New York for like the next 5-6 years. Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. So yeah, so like you said, you were in New York. Can you tell people a little bit about Say?
Yes, I love Say.
I read that and I was like, this is so sweet.
Say is a nonprofit in New York City called the Stuttering Association for the Young, and we work with kids 8 to 18 who stutter through arts mentorship. So I first got involved volunteering as a songwriting mentor for their songwriting program, and then that sort of quickly evolved into all the different arts programming that they do and being a part of the music side of that for them. And I love the young people that we get to work with, and I also love everybody who works at the organization. It's just such a stellar crew of people. It's been my saving grace, honestly, in this pandemic.
That's so cool. It's really awesome. And you've done a lot of cool stuff. So Brooklyn's Femme Jam. I read that and I was like, that's awesome because I myself am always insecure to go to a jam where it's just full of testosterone. So I think that's awesome. Can you talk about that a little bit too?
Yes. So I co-founded and co-host a jam session in Brooklyn called Femme Jam, which consists of an 11-piece all-female house band with a DJ. And it was really just born out of the necessity for like female-led spaces. It's an inclusive session, so anyone can come and play. But I think what you're saying is true. As somebody who goes to a lot of jam sessions, never in my life, aside from maybe like one vocalist on stage, do I ever see any women up there, never mind like leading it, but actually being a part of the band. So I think from the perspective of just even seeing a house band of all female musicians, I've had people come up to me and be like, I've never seen a woman play the saxophone before. And you're like,
that's crazy. How have you not?
Yeah. But I'm so glad that you're here tonight and like witnessing the badassery of all these amazing players. So it's just such a fun night. We have it every month. I can't wait for it to start up again. And when you're in New York, you got to come sing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. If I had known, because I used to go to New York like once a year. So if I had known, I would have gone. But when COVID's done, absolutely. So I want to talk about your recent release called Home. So I'm pretty sure you do all of your own writing. Yeah. Yeah. So what was kind of the inspiration behind that tune, and what was your process like?
It's kind of a full circle moment, to be honest, because I actually wrote this when I was 17, when I was graduating high school and leaving Vancouver, which is actually where I am right now, leaving Vancouver for the first time, leaving home for the first time. And I think it was just all these very sincere questions that I had as a young person about what this next stage of my life was going to look like. And I kind of parked it for a while, and now this whole year has happened. I wound up back home for a bit, and I hear those questions now from such a different perspective. I'm still wondering about all of these things, but through the lens of a life's experience of the things that I've lived. So it was really cool to sort of have that full circle moment of releasing it here. And there's a music video you can watch that's filmed in Vancouver, right by my home. And it was just a beautiful, strange time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's a beautiful song. So I encourage people to go listen to it. So are you going to be performing something for us today?
I'm going to be singing Home. I'm just going to bring it home with Home.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Well, take it away by all means.
Thank you. I'm gonna have a sip of water. But yes, Home you can listen to on all the platforms. But this is what it sounded like when I first wrote it. So this is kind of the pared down version. I hope you like it. Where will I go and what will I see? Where will I find home and where will it find me? What's my worth? What's my age? I feel like time is not an accurate gauge. I'm going on my own and figuring it out. I'm sad to say goodbye, but I'll leave without a doubt of who I wanna be, open and free. And if you get lonely, you can come and stay. You can stay with me. Don't cry. I know time flies, but now it's my turn, and I will learn. I have a home back with you. And where will I find what's rightfully mine? Will I find love? I want to be loved. And who will I be? What will come of me? Will I be heard? These thoughts are haunting. Don't cry. I know time flies, but now it's my turn, and I will learn. I have a home back with you. Back with you. Back with you.
I have goosebumps everywhere. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to ask you how you got connected to RBC and the First Up program.
A friend of mine, shout out to Raquel, she used to work at SoCan. She had posted it on her Instagram story, and I was like, I should apply for this. And then I applied, and then I got it, and that's how it happened.
That's so awesome. Have they like kind of given you a bunch of different opportunities? Like, what have they offered for you there at RBC?
One thing that was fun was they connected me with Mountain FM, which is the local station up here in Squamish. And they played one of my songs. We had a little interview. It was really sweet. And then I've also have been a part of the entrepreneurship program. Awesome. So just connecting with different cool, Canadian, amazing, talented artists. Like that's really been a highlight for me, because otherwise it's tough to network and to connect. So I'm grateful for RBC for sort of connecting some of those dots virtually.
Yes, absolutely. So like I said, I was kind of reading through your bio, and I saw names like Andy Grammer, Lord, and Shawn Mendes. Can you tell me about some of that? Like, how did that come to be? What's the deal with all that?
Well, one of the things that's very cool about living in New York is if you stick around long enough and if you work hard and if you're good at what you do, you'll get called for work. And that was one of those things where for all of them, just through word of mouth and like being a singer on the scene and playing with a bunch of different artists, ended up getting called for these gigs, and they're always really crazy and fun.
That's so awesome. That's crazy. And so I'm assuming, does that go like hand in hand with the NYC tour, or was that like your own headline thing?
That was background vocal gigs.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So did you have like anything kind of planned for 2020 or 2021 that kind of got like taken or canceled?
Yes, a lot of things got canceled. I think it was just like the general momentum,
Right.
It was just a general momentum that was building. And I think a lot of my life are things that happen all of a sudden, and how it is. Like you call for something and they need you tomorrow, and like everything's changing tomorrow. So I definitely feel that momentum sort of got stifled in a big way. But
yeah, no, absolutely. I had another RBC artist on the last time, and they said like, I'm so young, like I'm running out of time. But then they're like, everyone's in the same boat. Like we all know that we're all doing this together, right? So, So do you have anything coming up that you want to plug? Events, like live streams, whatever, online gigs, stuff like that?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, on April 20th, I'm putting out my next single. It's called Ruined. So you can tune in. I'm probably most active on Instagram, but also on my website, and you can catch all my latest releases. And then pretty much from there, I'm putting out a song every month until my record comes out at the end of August. So I'll be doing, pending how the world unfolds, some shows I have booked more in the fall. But I'll be out and playing and putting out new music, and can't wait for you and all these fabulous people in the comments to check it out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You sound wonderful, and I'm excited to see what happens for you in the future.
Thank you. And likewise, it's been such a treat just sitting here getting to listen to you. It's lovely. So I'm really grateful you have me on the show. So have a wonderful rest of the time. Thank you to everyone listening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye. So she has just this beautiful voice. I told you we have a lot of soul on this show today. So yeah, we have a decent amount of time left. So I have some more requests that I will fulfill. There might be a mic issue in a second. I just had to turn off like the echo cancellation. Just because, gotta make sure everything works. All right, so I guess I'll do some of these requests, and they were like my own songs. So I was like, all right, sure. I don't see a problem with that. And hopefully this works. We were having so many issues with tracks earlier, so but we'll see. This is the title track of my most recent record, My Heart Away. It was so funny. I was practicing it. I hope this doesn't happen. I was practicing it and before the show, and I just blanked. I was like, what are the words? And then I realized it's like I haven't gigged in like a year, almost a year and a half. So love it. I love it. It's great. But we're gonna get through it. Try to build a love that's strong. I don't want it to end. Try to fix a few mistakes and the ones not yet planned. Don't wanna carry all the tools used to shape our past. So it's time to find a new way. Make a love only seconds to pray. Seems like a lifetime just to repair. So please don't make me hide my heart away. That's Nicholas Tataishi on guitar. Trying to find the trust we had, but it seems so far away. Trying to make you understand, I don't want this child's play. Don't wanna carry all the tools used to shape our past. So it's time to find a new way. Make a love that will last. Together to build on the love that we share. And the only seconds to pray. Seems like a lifetime just to repair. So please don't make me hide my heart away. I have all of his solos memorized at this point. Don't make me hide my heart away. Yeah, we didn't have any issues. Woohoo. Okay, now, what do I do next? Okay, let's see. Let me look at my list. Because one of them is quite vocal, actually, the last two are quite vocally demanding. They're all vocally demanding, but that's okay. Okay, here's something. Kent requested that I do a classical piece that I would have performed way back 2 years ago? 3 years ago? In Waterford. And yes, so for those who don't know, I'm classically trained, and which means I have my RCM, Royal Conservatory of Music, for my grade 8 voice. And I did this little concert that my vocal teachers kind of made me do to ensure that I'd be ready for the exam. I was so nervous. I think the week before we did a mock exam, and I got a 60% on it. That's the passing line right there. And I was so scared. I was so nervous. And so we did this performance, this whole concert at this church in Waterford, just to make sure that I would be ready for it. And I ended up getting like 87, I think, on the final, on the actual exam itself. So I'm happy with that. I'm pleased with that. I was stressed out of my mind. I think I was like 17. I was like, forget about high school. This is stressful. But this is one of the songs. And it's actually from a musical, but it's considered a classical piece because it's in the book as one. It's from West Side Story. It's called Somewhere. So this is for you, Kent. I really hope you enjoy this. I had to dig this one out of the archives today. And hopefully the mic doesn't peak out because I get up there. So we'll see. Yeah. There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us, peace and quiet and open air, wait for us somewhere. There's a time for us, someday a time for us, time together with time to spare, time to learn, time to care. There she is. That was the classical piece. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully it didn't peak on the other side. I know it gets pretty loud. My own ears were peaking, so thank you so much, everybody. I don't usually do classical stuff. It was either that or a German tune called Lachen und Weinen, so I thought that one would be more pleasant. I'm actually doing that one for my exam at school. All right. Last one that we have for this evening is a request by Adrian, and it was Come Right Back to You. So I'm going to try to do this without hurting myself. Okay. And I'm going to try to remember the words. It's always the second verse. It's always the second verse that I get wrong. There's been times where I've been in shows. It's this song and Beauty and Goodbyes. These two songs, where I will be up there and I'll sing the first verse great, like everything's going smooth, and then I just blank, and then I just start making up words. No one would know, but I just start like freestyle rapping on stage. I'm like, but like words, and they rhyme and stuff. I don't know how, but it just happens. I'm like, quick thinking. But hopefully I don't have to do that. We'll see. Here it goes. I won't make up excuses. You'll never know what I'm thinking. You'll never know what's on my mind. You always think it's about you. And now I'm hurting all the time. I'm really tired of your game. I'm not playing anymore. 'Cause I want something different, babe. You know I don't like how you complicate the truth. You know I can leave you behind. So convince me I'm wrong and I'll come right back to you. Don't wanna say it's over. I could just let go of the past, but baby, enough is enough. And of all the times I've cried, this is the last. I'm really tired of your games. I don't wanna play anymore. 'Cause I want something different, babe. You know I don't like how you complicate the truth. You know I could leave you behind. So convince me I'm wrong and I'll come right back to you. I still love the way you smile. I still care for you. I don't really wanna see this end with the spite and the way we go. 'Cause I want something different, babe. You know I don't like when you complicate the truth. You know I could leave you behind. So convince me I'm wrong and I'll come right back to you. Yeah. I want something different. You know I don't like how you complicate the truth. You know I could leave you behind. So convince me I'm wrong and I'll come right back to you. I forgot that the track had a fade out, but saved it. Oh, is the mic being funky? Is it being funky again? All I said was I forgot that the track had a fade out, so, but I saved it. Anyways, cool. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate your suggestions and requests. Yeah, so once again, my Patreon thing has been scrolling down here this whole time. It usually does. If you aren't a member, I would like you to be. It'd be cool. You get little exclusives, and yeah, it's super, super duper fun. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope everybody has a very happy Easter, and we'll see you on April 17th. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to my awesome guests, by the way, Miranda Joan and Andie. Go check them out on everything. Okay, bye-bye.